You have so many misconceptions about how I wouldn't even call them misconceptions. They're just like your concept of your own dick until you're like 15 is like how a medieval peasant would see the sun and the moon. Like it makes no, it might as well be a dragon or like pulled up by Hercules. I remember I remember thinking that I jacked off before I could before I could shoot cum.
Right, of course.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought it was like dry firing a gun where I ruined it. And I thought not only would I never produce cum, but my dick would never grow from the time I was 10 years old into adulthood. And I remember having these serious thoughts that were like, okay, so I have two options here. I can either do really well in school and become a millionaire and pay them to fix my dick, or I can kill myself. And we're just gonna have to see how I do in school, and that determines everything. The next 8 years are crucial.
Yeah, the first time I ever jacked off, I dry fired, and I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah,
I knew it was a powerful experience. I felt sort of like the Curies discovering radium. I didn't quite know how powerful what had just happened to me was, and that I didn't know that I would be dying soon thereafter. But I remember completing. Going downstairs to go to the refrigerator. My parents are out of the house, of course. Yeah. I was terrified about that. And I opened the refrigerator, and I remember saying to myself out loud, alone in the house, "I won't be doing that for quite some time." 1 hour later, going back for more dry fire, going back for more jacking off.
That's the thing. That's the thing I never got is I was a precocious child, and I would read
no way.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
No, well, I would read nonfiction that was for stupid adults rather than smart children.
Like what?
I read Chuck Klosterman when I was 10.
That's amazing.
I was such an annoying I was the most annoying little kid. I told you about the religious crisis I had when I was 8, right?
What was that?
I was oh my god, I was freaked out by the problem of eternity. And I was just searching through religions that solved it. And I was Christianity out. Yeah. Judaism, hard to figure out. Yeah. Hinduism, you get to keep starting over. That may be the one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's where Hinduism is a religion that explains why there's so many disabled people.
Exactly.
Because of the bad stuff they did in their past lives.
But I remember when I would read adult nonfiction, and they would always talk about the shame after jacking off. I didn't get it. Because we weren't actually brought up religious or anything. Yeah. I mean, it's silly. You look silly doing it. You don't want people to see you, but it's I had my own bedroom. No one was gonna discover me doing it.
I don't remember feeling shame so much as just sort of fear of having encountered something more powerful than I was prepared to deal with.
Yeah,
and that kind of. I was just I shouldn't trifle with these forces.
No, yeah, it is. It's probably the most intense thing you've ever felt.
Oh, yeah. Up until then,
that's why they have to terrify you about it. Yeah. Because they know that you could easily just decide, this is my whole deal now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what most people do.
And the thing is, everybody gets that phase, but you're still able to function, go to school or whatever. There's always that, I think, parental terror that my kid's going to be the one.
When everyone will eventually find out that the best feeling you've ever had, which makes literally every other pleasurable or joyous experience that you've had in your life look like dog shit.
Yeah.
Look like absolute
Nothing.
shit
Worthless.
that you can do by yourself for free, essentially, if you've got 5 minutes to spare.
It's amazing that humanity made it that far after discovering it. Okay, so we realized we could do that probably pretty early on.
Oh yeah.
And then
I was about 11.
I meant humanity.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Probably about 100 years after we stopped.
Well, I mean,
monkeys.
Chimps jack off. We knew about it before we even were Homo sapiens.
Yep. Okay, but that's the thing. It's the chimps figured out they could do it, but they're okay, we should turn into humans.
That was the 2001 alien monolith movement.
We can't just jack off forever.
Yeah, that's their equivalent of being well, I still have to go to school, I guess. And then the early man, they did it, and then they invented irrigation.
Yep. Civilization.
Yeah.
Agriculture.
They never had
organized religion.
They never had computers in their room. That was a
big thing.
Yeah.
Because it's jacking off, but eventually you connect that sensation to another person, and then that's the thing that's even better than jacking off could ever be. but you have to have that as like a possibility, something that you're building socially towards, and not a computer in your room that allows you to just be like, nah, I'm just going to do this. It's way easier.
The first night I had my computer in the room, it was like, if I had an assistant, I would be like, clear my schedule. like 7 hours. I'd never experienced anything like it.
Yeah, no, like as an elder millennial, though, as someone who was around or started jacking off even when I guess dial-up internet was just starting to become a thing, or maybe even before that.
Oh, yeah.
I do worry a little bit along the similar lines that we were talking about just how profoundly powerful the experience of self-discovery is, shall we say. That kids today will have a similar experience, but having high-speed internet essentially in their pocket at all times. So I worry about the grooves that could have been carved in my brain at an early, very, very, very crucial developmental stage. If I hadn't had to previous generations, Dan, when I was a kid, having to sort of climb the ladder.
You got to work for it.
Towards a stronger and stronger erotic material.
You're doing a hero's journey.
Yeah. I remember with dial-up internet, the first time I was able to download, it's about 3 hours to download a single JPEG image from the Playboy website of just a topless woman. I busted in 3 seconds.
So
after the 3 hours of it rendering.
So when I was at the exact hormonal spike period, my mom had cable, and we had the cable guide, and I would look through it, and I would look for late night showings of the erotic style films. You could tell from the titles which ones were the good ones. And a lot of them would start at 3 a.m.
And I called liaisons on Cinemax or something.
Exactly. And I would I can't stay up till 3 a.m, so I would sleep and then give myself a little alarm. And then get up and watch it. And I would also use my VHS recorder to make a tape of the scenes, a collage, a montage. Think of that. The kids today.
Yeah, they're lazy.
Well, they are the laziest fucks.
Well, okay, so by the time I got my own computer, we had upgraded to broadband, and we'd always had the best cable package. Besides, there were 3 or 4 golf channels that we were missing, but that was it. And I don't think anyone really wanted those.
That's the real jacking off down there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I was blessed, that you look at my spending habits and you realize where they came from.
Yeah,
this is we if you can spend more money than is necessary, do it. That's our family motto. That's on our crest. But I don't think it's a coincidence that okay, I will say I believe a lot of Zoomers when they say they're asexual for that reason. Because it's okay, if by the time you're 12, you have internet that was faster than anything that existed until 2010, and it's right in your fucking hand, and you can go wherever and see whatever you want. Yeah, you might burn yourself out by the time you're 13.
Absolutely.
I tend to believe it a little bit. Again, why we need to regulate smartphones more than fucking anything.
Yeah,
more than heroin.
More than guns.
They're evil. Not until you're 35.
Felix, you said your that's on your family crest. What is the family motto of House Biederman? Overspent, overstimulated, on sale now.
Yeah. Well, no, not waiting for the sale.
Okay.
Whatever Latin for not waiting for the sale is.
I have to say, though, thinking about, I said, oh, these kids today compared to what I had to do. But then I think of, people from before I was around, before there was even pornos.
Dude, they were jacking off the shit that was drawn on a whale's tooth.
You had to wait for the statue guy. Fucking God, imagine that.
Yeah. That's why I respect, Greatest Generation, World War II, Great Depression, Crimea River. It's the fact that they had to jack off to a Sears catalog picture of a brassiere in an outhouse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but then you could invade France and get the clap.
Absolutely.
Yep. That was your reward. I don't think people had a better imagination back then.
No, that's true.
I think it was on The Simpsons when they go on Homer's head and it's just a cow blowing into a moonshine jug or something like that. It was imagine that, but it's Betty Boop, squeezing her tits together or something. I
don't know,
people. That's pretty imaginative. I take it back.
I was gonna say people made Bugs Bunny. People.
Oh, you're right.
They made Shakespeare. They made all types of stuff. I will say
they made Shakespeare.